we have some question that some people they consider themselves is not sensitive about energy, and they not have the healing energy, healing skill, healing ability inborn. And like for all the star seed and like light worker, do they have the sensitivity related to energies and also the healing skill inborn? So that means some people who consider themselves not sensitive with energy and do not have a healing skill. So does that mean that they are not starseed, they are not light worker, and they might feel that they are not competent to learn Reiki? Can you explain that?
Well, first of all, I'd like to make a point here that the concept of a star seed is a new age thing. Okay, it's only been around for the last 20, 30 years. All prior to that was about Buddhism, based on the Vedas or Buddhism or something like that. Or alternate to that, it would be about the grandmothers in native teachings in a lot of various countries around the world that would identify that somebody does have some uniqueness and some skill. Okay. First, I'd like to make that statement to get a clear understanding of the New Age vocabulary referring to a star child or a light worker. Yeah. I believe as we're going through the generations and more reference points to various types of spiritual viewpoints rather than from a specific religious viewpoint. It's more of a neutralized viewpoint in personal development of a person, such as indigo children, for an example, was around my time period, those areas. Then it was crystal children, then for a time period, okay. Then there's like the rainbow children for a time period, and these time periods, generally authors of books would start being a star seed, dropping this information in the minds of those people who are developing or sensitive somehow and trying to work out what is going on in their life. Would a person actually have to be psychic and dealing with energy work to be in that classification? I would simply say no. It's more about the cause and effect that a person is making. Some people are very, very gifted, and they create a huge cause and effect with humanity. And with that cause and effect, for example, how to leave an imprint on Earth. Some of these people are amazing what they are doing, for Earth and humanity, and that's what they are doing. And is that a star person or are they extraordinary? Yes, they are. To be like that, they are extraordinary people. Call it an entrepreneur or whatever it happens to be, but we must say a lot of things have changed in the generations to where we are now. But there's some really gifted people, talented people, and is that only in energy work or a light worker? I would certainly say no. There's a bigger picture. There's a bigger things happening on Earth than, just a little light worker can do. Then you come over to the light workers, right? Not everyone would say, they're gifted. Matter of fact, I don't even know what gifted means, right? But what happens, at some point in time, there will be a wake-up call, a soul wake-up call, a soul awakening that the person needs to start developing themselves energetically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to help humanity. Their little piece means a lot. And when you have a lot of little pieces, you have a bigger piece. So in simple times, these times what we're in now, a lot of people have that calling. And that happens in a lot of ways. Broken hearts, feeling lost, looking for some answers, having too many crazy dreams. You know, this is the wake-up call, you know, of those people that are meant to start getting themselves in line with their soul purpose in this incarnate. And with the vocabulary, for an example, that star seeds came from another planetary source in the beginning or at some stage, I would say that if we study deeper and understand more about metaphysics, and we understand more about traditional teachings, you know, and inclusive of Buddhism for this, because the Buddha, as we would generally refer to, was actually like the fourth one or the third one, when there was a Buddhas in other dimensions, even before being civilized here on Earth. So, and in a lot of cultures, for an example, our ancestors would be from other star nations. Our ancestors are from other star nations. So that means we actually came from another star nation anyway. Yeah. So at some point in time, if you become like an Aharahan or something like that, where clearing all your past lives out on Earth, you'll be clearing past lives out in star nations anyway. Right? So you want to call it a starseed? Yes, you're a starseed. That's fine. At some time, you'll meet other star nations in your personal and spiritual development.
Like some people are confused about the two terms that like starseed and Lightworker in general speaking. So does starseed and Lightworker have the same meaning, that like the soul or the spirit origin from the star nation, or they have a different definition?
Mm.
Even in New Age vocabulary, yeah.
When you're referring from another star nation, for an example, we would say, okay, in the reincarnation cycle, if we're talking about that, okay, they could be incarnated as from a, you know, from another star nation into this lifetime. Yes, this is true. There's no problems with that. But what does it really mean? Does it mean that they're a light worker? No. If we put the context of light workers in relation to healers, generally light workers are healers, right? Put that into a completely different category. You can see that in one's birth chart, for an example, if they're born a healer or not. Though somebody could be very good at legal or accounting or something like that, you know, they can certainly be a star child as well, right? Keep in the back of your mind here, it's about humanity. It's about Earth, you know, and healers, for an example, or light workers are only one portion of that. Light workers do the healing and do the white magic and these amazing things in the, what could you say, in the mysteries, right? But in reality, on Earth, there's still lawyers, there's still accountants, and people who are working with international organizations for humanitarian. These are very unique, special people too, that are in that larger picture. So need to separate light workers out to starseeds, because they're here to create a great cause and effect. Now, another point with this, like it is known from like 2012, and even Dalai Lama made this statement, when healers and light workers and shamans and these people work together, we can create a larger cause and effect, such as co-creation, business models to lead us into the future. This has all been sitting there. It's just like, how do people drop out the conditioned mind to how it should be to working their way into a new place? We have no choice. We're all just citizens of Earth.